Good morning, and here we are with another episode of Smokin with Scotty, brought to you by Butcher Block Custom Cutting and Mobile Butcher. And when I say good morning, I mean good morning, because right now it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. We're getting ready to put the brisket on. Of course, we're going to be using our Green Mountain Grill that we got from Nature Nursery and Market. We're super stoked about this. We're going to be doing a brisket today. That's the reason we're up early. Briskets didn't really take a long time because slow and low is where you want to go with a brisket. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get it salted and rubbed, then we're going to take it out and we're going to put it on the smoker. So as usual, I always put my salt separate from my rub so that I can control the salt. And of course you can hear the dogs are going off this morning. But I want to control my salt level on my brisket. So I keep that separate from the rub. You can do it however you want. I mean, if you're able to dial in your rub really well, then you're good to go. So there we go. Got a good amount of salt. Use kosher salt always. And then I mixed up a little rub here. And we're just going to make sure we get a really good coating with our rub. That's what's going to give us that nice little bark. So make sure we get everything all rubbed up here. And then we're going to flip it over and we'll put the rub on the other side. Pretty simple procedure. Sacrificing a little bit of sleep for some good meat. That's what it's all about. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to actually be controlling this Green Mountain Grill using the server mode that it comes with to be able to control this from work, because I got to go to work here in just a little bit. So we got that all taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and give us a nice little flip here. We'll get her salted up. And a brisket's a pretty thick cut of meat, so you can stand to use a little bit of salt. That, of course, is what's going to carry the other flavors of the rub and help with tenderizing and moisturizing the meat. Make sure we get a nice even coating. Get our rub all put on. I'm going to get this thing on the pick because I got to go to work. It's going to be a fun day. I'm really super excited about watching things from afar. It'll be a unique experience for me. And I've just got some smoked paprika, cumin, and some herbs in this. So there we go. We got it rubbed. We're ready to go. Next time we'll see you out there at that Green Mountain Grill. And here we are out here with the Green Mountain Grill. These are amazing smokers. Spent the last couple of days kind of going over and messing around. We're going to be using server mode on the Green Mountain Grill today, which allows me to control this grill from anywhere I am with an app on my phone. It's going to be pretty cool. So I got to go to work here in a little bit. Going to be watching things. We got a smoker set. We're going to be smoking at 200 today, low and slow. That is the way to go when you're doing a brisket. So we've got our brisket here. It's all rubbed. We're getting ready to put it on the pit, and then we're going to go ahead and monitor that thing all day long and see what happens. We're going to go for a final temp right around 200 degrees. So go ahead and lift her up. And of course, we always do the temp, so we're going to insert our probe right in about the fatty part. And there we go. It's time to head to work. Well, we're back here at the Green Mountain Grill, and this is what is called the stall. So what happens when you're cooking a big piece of meat? Generally, it'll reach about 160 degrees, and it'll stop getting hotter on the internal temperature. And what that is has to do with water vapor escaping and evaporation. And anyway, I don't know the technical stuff. But the stall, what happens is a good time to wrap it because you've got all the smoke into the meat that you're going to get. And so when you wrap it, you're just going to wrap that up. We're going to put a little bit of moisture in there, and we're going to let it finish cooking to get to that 200 degrees so that we break down all of the connective tissue. So we're going to go ahead and wrap our brisket right now. Oh, it's looking good. that cool off just a little bit. And that over. You can use, they have butcher paper that you can wrap when you do it when you're in the stall, or you can use aluminum foil. You know, there are people that say one way or the other. I want to make sure we get this wrapped good and tight. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of beef bouillon, and that's going to go right in there with it. Maybe about like half a cup or so. Go ahead. Make sure we get a good tight wrap. And we'll make sure the whole thing is covered. And then we go back to the smoker. And then we're going to replace our temperature probe right around the same place it was. Close the smoker down and we're good to go. One thing I wanted to mention about these Green Mountain grills, I'm super impressed with the way they hold the temperature. It's only varied 2 or 3 degrees either way, so pretty happy with that. Looking forward to getting this thing to 200 degrees. Then we're going to give it a rest and we'll go through that a little bit later. Thanks. All right, so here we are. We have reached our temperature of 200 degrees. Just wanted to give a quick recap as to what we have done today. First thing, we got a brisket out, got it up to room temperature, got a rub put on it. We put it up on the pit. We started at 200 degrees so we could smoke it low. No wrapping on that. Then when it hit the stall, right about 155, this brisket stalled out. We went ahead and wrapped it in foil, put in a little bit of beef bouillon with it. Then we turned the temperature up to about 250. It's been 9.5 hours on the pit, and now it's up to 200 degrees. We're getting ready to pull it off the smoker. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna put it in the cooler. It's gonna sit for 2 hours. So here we go. And I'll tell you one little trick with these things. Never reach in and pull your probe out with your fingers. I promise you, it will burn you. This thing is just so tender, it's just not even wanting to lift out. And it is hot. So there we go. Gonna give it a wrap in the towel. Yep, I don't tear everything up in the process. There we go. Tuck it in. Now the reason that we want to rest the meat is to make sure that all the juices return inside that meat, inside the cell, the little cell membrane. So there we go. In the cooler. We'll see you in 2 hours. And here we are. It is time for the moment of truth. We have got our brisket done. It's been sitting in the cooler for 2 hours. It's been just a snap of a second for you, but I tell you, it makes a long 2 hours when you're ready to cut into your brisket. So one of the things too that I wanted to mention that we got from Butcher Block Custom Cutting and Mobile Butcher is a full packer brisket, okay? And there's 2 different muscles on a packer brisket. You have what's called the flat, and then you have the point. And the first thing that I'm gonna do, we're gonna separate out the flat and the point, and you can see this muscle kind of here, and then it comes down this way. So we're just gonna get our knife in there. And we're just gonna slice that flat and separate it out from that point. All right, look at all that. Look at that. That's juicy. All right, so one of the things too, when you're cutting your brisket, you're gonna make sure that you cut with the grain, and it's super easy to see, or excuse me, against the grain. It's really easy to see, so we'll just start taking slices off. And if you wanna come over here, You can see it's still got plenty of juice in there. And we're just going to start taking these pencil-sized slices off. Dogs are really enjoying what I'm dropping on the floor. And you can see we got a really good smoke ring on that. It's nice and tender. Do the pull test. Just pulls right apart. That's good. Super tender. Still really nice, moist, juicy. And I gotta say, the folks at Butcher Block Custom Cutting and Mobile Butcher, they do a great job. Normally I would trim a brisket, but when I pulled the brisket out, it was perfectly trimmed already, ready to go, so there was no trimming involved. Did a really good job. About 9.5 hours on the smoker, 2 hours in the cooler. And if you're looking for a great mobile butcher, Butcher Block Custom Cutting and Mobile Butcher, they're the ones that are going to take really good care of you, especially with hunting season on us right now. You get game, you need a process, talk to the folks at Butcher Block Custom Cutting and Mobile Butcher. Also wanted to make a comment on the Green Mountain Grill that we got from Nature Nursery and Market. Normally with my other grill, I'd have a temperature variation about 15 to 20 degrees. With the Green Mountain Grill, 2 degrees. 2 degrees was all it was. So if you're looking for a great smoker, I highly suggest you talk to the folks at Nature Nursery and Market. Talk to them about the Green Mountain Grills. It's been another great edition of Smokin' with Scotty, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the pit next time. All right, there you go. First cook on the Green Mountain Grill. I'd say it turned out all right.